The journey of the Across the Kazakhland teams led by Anton and Zhuldyz is coming to an end. During our trip, we visited many places in our vast country. We managed to dive into the ancient history, to visit the distant past and far corners of the nature where immense foot has not yet stepped. We can proudly call ourselves pioneers. Today we have prepared many pleasant surprises for you. We'll talk about the most interesting moments and all the behind-the-scenes moments. Stay with us. Well, for now our leaders are in their final locations, and we give the floor to Anton the Kravets.
часов по степи.
12 hours across the steppe, in the rain, with the terrible wind that I have ever seen. And we finally reached this sacred place, the Raulia cave. Over there, it is barely visible from here. That's where we are going. Don't forget to follow us in the social media with the hashtag acrossthekazakhland. I have to go on. After all, people take 12 hours to come here. There are many legends about this place. There are at least 3 caves called Aulia, translated from Kazakh as holy. We don't know how old the cave is. People come here to pray and ask the ancestral spirits for help. People believe this is the place where cherished dreams come true, diseases are magically healed, and those who have long dreamed of parenthood get blessed with a child. The waters of these places have a miraculous effect on health. Upon giving, the warriors came here to heal wounds after long battles. While Anton is still going up the cave, we want to recall the most interesting moments from our journey. How many takes do you think it takes for our presenters to complete a stand-up? Since 2007, only 226,000 were released. And to my left, there is Mount Agdam. You cannot see it. Here is Anton. I'm here. In general, this is the whole territory, again. 267 were released from here. A decent amount. Well, you understand. So we did the recording on take 98. At the end of the 1950s in the Shuili Mountains, in the late 1950s in Shuli.
В конце 50-х годов прошлого века в Чуилиске среди различных теорий.
Among the various theories, the archetas, this is Buddhist or historian. Not again. Let's go. I'm trying to catch you on the territory of the mausoleum. Wait for the team.
На территории мавзолея Карахан расположена, закопана.
There used to be a central bazaar here before 2011. Then it was closed down. There used to be a central bazaar here before 2011. Here there is the ancient city under a concrete layer.
По толще асфальта лежал древний, находился.
And here is our second film crew. Zhuldyz is completing a shoot in the south of Kazakhstan. We are now in Talkiz. This is one of the largest medieval settlements of the Ili Valley, which is where the Great Silk Road passed. The city began to form in the 8th, 9th centuries and reached its greatest development in the 10th, 13th centuries. This ancient city is included in the UNESCO Heritage List as one of the very first medieval settlements of Central Asia, through which the Great Silk Road passed. Here are the endless steppes and picturesque Zhailao. In the summer it is especially beautiful here. Mostly farmers, herders and artisans lived here. On the other side, you can admire a stunning panorama of the mountains of Ilyala town. Talkiz is located 25 kilometers from Almaty. Travel time 40 minutes.
Здесь можно увидеть музеифицированные раскопки наших археологов казахстанских.
Here you can see the excavations of our archaeologists in Kazakhstan. Our Kaz restoration restored the road, residential and economic premises that are adjacent to this road.
Примыкает к этой дороге. Дорога от восточных ворот к западным ведет. Находится вот.
Located in the central and eastern part of this settlement. The mound is about 300 meters by 300 meters. Located on the bank of the river Talgar, in a picturesque place at the exit of the river from the mountain gorge.
Речки из горных теснин.
They started exploring Talkiz in 1978. Not far from here, there was another city, Tunik. At one time, these were prosperous fortifications. Until the 13th century, cities were quite developed. Information about them has been recorded in many historical manuscripts of antiquity. Dear viewers, don't forget about our photo contest. To participate, you need to take a photograph on the shore of the Caspian Sea and place the photo in the social media under the hashtag acrossthekazakhland. Get a chance to win valuable prizes from our channel. Ready? Go! The trip to the Caspian Sea was the most exhausting, but a fantastic one. We are on our way from Kazaloda steppe to Mangistau. If you want extreme tourism, come here, but not in the rainy weather. Otherwise, you'll get stuck. But as it turned out, to visit another planet, it is not at all necessary to fly across the entire galaxy. The Mangistau Peninsula is a true wonder of nature. You won't believe your eyes that such landscapes are real. Traveling around Mangistau, you can find many fossils, which take the most fantastic and monumental shapes. All this can be perceived as monumental art. When you travel, you see nodules in the form of fish, dinosaurs, lizards, turtles and local fauna. Most of all, we were struck by the Valley of the Balls called Torish. Boulders are scattered all over the place like bowling balls. According to geologists, these stones began to form 120 million years ago. There was an ocean of plankton clusters and it turned into concretions. Over time, the seawater was gone and the balls remained. The trip to Mangistau was tough. We spent one night in tents for almost a week. There was no opportunity to take a shower. It was too hot in daytime and cold at night. Nevertheless, we steadfastly passed all the tests and are incredibly grateful for going to these lands. We will always remember the EU steward.
Там вот происходит единение человека и природы. Природа, это самый лучший.
There is a union of a man and nature here. Nature is the best creator. It creates incredible shapes, and humans in their turn are inspired by natural forms in what they create.
Эту тему и доводит до совершенства, действительно. Вот. И я думаю, что вот эти места, они очень важны, потому что они как бы...
I think that these places are very important because they make us think and learn to contemplate, move away from the hustle and think about ourselves, about the world, people and relationships.
Размышления о мире, о себе, о людях, о взаимоотношениях.
Dear viewers, don't forget about our photo contest. To participate, you need to come to Tuzbair, find the natural sphinx, and take a picture next to it. Then share your photograph in the social media with the hashtag acrossthekazakhland, and you will receive a pleasant gift from our channel. Are you ready? Go! And now let's go back to central Kazakhstan with our film crew led by Anton. I wonder if the guys reached the Koniraulia cave. The distance between Karagandi and Koniraulia cave is 275 kilometers. Travel time 5 hours by car. The information about this secret place goes back to antiquity. The first scientific research was conducted in the beginning of the 20th century. Even Mukhtar Awazov mentioned it in his novel Abai's Path. There is also a small note in the documents of the Russian Geographical Society. Akhtas Ridge consists of white limestone and fully justifies its name. Its white peaks are visible from a distance on a green background. The cave is just behind them. The entrance here is very narrow. The height of the cleft is barely 2 meters. Going a little further, you get into a spacious area. Be careful, the bottom of the cave is covered with black, sharp and slippery stones. It's pitch dark inside. We are in a sacred place. This is the cave of Koniraulia. This cave is associated with the legend of Noah. When the 3 saints were late for the ark and arrived at it, there was no longer room. But they did not lose their hope. They took the logs, tied them up, and tied them to the ark in order to be saved. But their logs stumbled upon a stone, and the saints dispersed throughout the world. And Saint Konir landed here in this cave. Here he later settled. Here you need to follow 3 laws: to come clean, sober, and help keep the nature clean. This is considered the sacred duty of every person. Let's see what's inside. From the entrance, the angle of inclination is almost 50 degrees. Literally 10 meters away lies the stone idol. People call it Kalmak. If you go further, you can see an underground lake with crystal clear water. Do not forget about our photo contest. Share some of your best travel photographs in the social media with the hashtag acrossthekazakhland and take a chance of winning a valuable prize. Hurry! Our host, Anton Dukravets, loves traveling, but often he chooses a relaxing beach holiday. But here in our program, he had to go to the most extreme places to film. Be prepared that you will be a little blown away by the wind. During the journey, he had to walk a lot. He has taken thousands of steps. We are not even halfway there. So stock up on water. In addition, as Anton confessed to us, he does not like nature very much, and some locations for him were a test of endurance. It's 12 kilometers to the canyon of the Temirlik River. Well, and along the way, we met wonderful people.
Но на пути неожиданно встречаются такие замечательные гости, как верблюды. Пойдем поздороваемся. Эй, ребята!
Guys, could you give us a lift?
Да Темирлик, а вы бросите? Ребята!
Follow our journey in the social media with the hashtag acrossthekazakhland. Do not miss all the most important and interesting news and updates. The archaeological excavations help us recreate the image of the city that once existed here. The houses were built mainly near the main streets, very close to each other. One quarter consisted of 6 to 15 houses where people who were connected by kinship or religious views had lived. In total, the city had about 60 blocks. The houses consisted of 2 or 3 rooms. In one of the rooms, they always had a hearth tandir, which warmed the room where people also cooked food. The houses also had cellars and small granaries. For the ancient Talgar residents, cattle breeding played a significant role. After all, the city to a greater degree was formed from the transition of nomadic tribes to a settled way of life. However, the people were semi-nomadic, basements for installing yurts were found in some of the yards.
Раскопки тут ведутся с 1900.
Excavations have been conducted here since 1977. However, as you can see, the mound itself is in terrible state. It is hard to imagine, but in the 13th century, the city was a major economic and political center. Here, crafts like blacksmithing, glassmaking, jewelry and bone carving were very well developed. People knew how to handle any kind of metal. Trade was in bloom. The city was inhabited mainly by Turkic-speaking tribes, including the Uysun, Dulat and Kazakh. Jumping into the pool. Well, well, now we will experience its effect. Our hosts did not have to stay overnight in yurt all the time. There were times when they had royal-like treatment, like 2-day rest at a resort.
Практически каждая зона отдыха предлагает...
Almost every recreation area offers accommodation. Let's see how comfortable the rooms are. Room 21, happy one.
Нет, ну, в принципе...
Well, it's nice. 2 beds, a TV, an air conditioner, a refrigerator, which is very important.
Ладно. Достаточно приятный...
The bed is comfortable, soft, you can relax quite well.
Кровать. Удобная, мягкая. Можно вполне хорошо отдохнуть. В принципе, живет.
A lot of incidents happened in our program. One of them is when we arrived at Alakol. We had heard of the medicinal mud and we thought that there will be plenty of it on the lake's coast.
Самое интересное, в воде мы эту грязь
Interestingly, we did not find this mud in the water.
вот в таком мешочке.
We bought it in such a bag. Now I will test it for myself.
А.
I'm like a diver. I hope it works. The Alakol mud. But Anton was lucky. He even found a bag of mud for sale.
Зулдыз, в следующий раз ты сюда поедешь сама.
Zhuldyz, the next time you will come here by yourself, alone, without anyone. What a pleasant smell of hydrogen sulfide.
Я хочу грязи. Ахаха, какой приятный запах. Какой приятный запах сероводорода.
But it was still more pleasant to be in the stable when we were shooting a passage about the Kazakh national drink kumiz. We expected that we would be able to collect at least a bucket of 2 mares' milk. But as it turned out, this process is very long and laborious. And to get a liter of healing drink, you need to drop milk almost all over the day throughout the day.
И как получилось?
In our program, Anton learned the secrets of making kumiz. And also learned how to deftly disassemble a tent. I wonder, did Zhuldyz sleep in her tent already? Hello?
Ну и наконец. Коронный номер.
Well, finally, Royal Suite. Welcome on stage, Anton Dukravets. 1, 2, 3.
Это раз. Это два. 3. Тихо. 3.
Yes, during the filming of this show, we have not only learned a lot from the history of our country, but acquired new knowledge and skills. It seems now that the entire film crew will be able to survive on an uninhabited island. We had great history lessons along the journey. In the 10th, 11th centuries, Islam spread on all of the current territory of Kazakhstan. Muslim burials found at archaeological excavations in the city cemetery of Talkiz are the proof of that. However, pagan features associated with shamanism still persisted in everyday life. There is also evidence that a small part of the population were Buddhist and Nestorian Christians. Life in Talga changed dramatically after the Jetisu area was conquered by the Mongols at the beginning of the 13th century. Cattle breeding became dominant here, while agriculture and urban life declined, and in the second half of the 13th century, the city ceased to exist.
Здесь раскопано очень много ценных артефактов.
Many valuable artifacts have been excavated here. Chess sculptures, ivory figurines were excavated, there were many treasures, bronze dishes, porcelain and earthenware imported from China, India, Japan in different years. Excavations have been going on for almost 100 years, almost every year, being interrupted for several catastrophic eras. It is a very interesting ancient settlement and listed as a World Heritage Site 2 years ago, along with Kayalık and Karamegen, which is located in the Baltic Sea. It should be understood that the research of Talkiz is another door to the distant past. Archaeologists still have a lot of work to do. Scientists are confident that new secrets and facts will be revealed. Today, we can say with confidence that thanks to the research we have done, we have learned quite a bit of new information about our medieval history. Previously, it was assumed that the territory of modern Kazakhstan belonged to nomadic tribes. Now the historians are finding new evidence. We managed to prove that our homeland is also a country of ancient cities, with a developed infrastructure.
Здесь раскопано около 50% верхнего горизонта. Горизонтов как минимум 3.
About 50% of the upper horizon is excavated here, at least 3 horizons. Every year excavations are carried out here. I think that in the coming years and decades later, there will be the potential to discover new facts. I think that there is a city mosque, or within the walls of the city. Unfortunately, the site was built up before it was included in the World Heritage List. Can you imagine how many more interesting things we have to find out? We are sure that Talkiz will soon become a huge tourist attraction in southern Kazakhstan, as is the case with the cave of Kone Rauliye. Today, just like 100 or 200 years ago, this is a place of pilgrimage. Many who have been here claim to be cured of certain ailments. There is no scientific explanation to that. Is that a great power of belief? Well, shock therapy plays an important role. Bathing in ice water, the body gets into a stressful situation and suddenly activates it with a new force. It is noteworthy that the temperature for each person acts in its own way. Nevertheless, everyone confesses a positive change. It is impossible not to fall in love with the nature of this region. Absolute silence reigns here. Chalk cliffs, greenery, light wind and sun create an amazing atmosphere. People find peace of mind. Many discover new things about themselves. We will definitely return here more than once. Well, we would like to complete our journey on this note. Time flew by. On the one hand, we want to continue the journey through the great endless steppes, and on the other hand, we have not been home for so long. We have missed our families. We told you about the most interesting tourist and natural sites in Kazakhstan. We shared the most positive emotions with you and hope that we were able to inspire you for some adventures. We remind you about our photo contest. Upload an unusual photo from your trip in the Instagram under the hashtag acrossthekazakhland and get a chance of winning valuable gifts. Follow us for more news and updates in the social media. Thank you for being with us. See you soon and good luck.